Hi everyone, welcome back to God's Whispers, a place where we take the time to pause and reflect on the word of the Lord. Today I'm going to be speaking about the Gospel according to Luke, verses 5 through 13, where Jesus tells us about persistence with the parable of a friend at midnight. Jesus said to his disciples, "Suppose one of you has a friend to whom he goes at midnight and says, 'Friend, lend me 3 loaves of bread, for a friend of mine has arrived at my house from a journey, and I have nothing to offer him.' And he says in reply from within, 'Do not bother me. The door has already been locked, and my children are already in bed. I cannot get up to give you anything.' I tell you, if he does not get up to give him the loaves because of their friendship, he will get up to give him whatever he needs because of his persistence. And I tell you, ask, and you will receive. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened. What father among you would hand his son a snake when he asks for a fish, or hand him a scorpion when he asks for an egg? If you then, who are wicked, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will the Father in heaven give the Holy Spirit to those who ask him?" In the first century, hospitality was sacred. If someone arrived late at night, the host was expected to provide food, even if it meant waking up neighbors. Bread was baked daily, and people usually only had enough for that day. So the image of knocking at midnight is real. And maybe a little strange, but Jesus says persistence matters. Jewish teaching already emphasized God's readiness to hear prayer, but Jesus takes it a step further. God isn't reluctant like the sleepy neighbor. He's a loving father. In fact, when Jesus contrasts a father giving a child bread instead of a stone, or fish instead of a scorpion, he's trying to break off the fear-based views of God. If human parents can give good gifts, how much more would God give the Holy Spirit to those who ask? This passage challenges us. Do we give up too quickly in prayer? Do we picture God as reluctant or as an eager Father, ready to give us what we truly need? Sometimes unanswered prayers feel like silence, but Jesus reminds us, keep knocking, keep seeking. God answers in His way and in His time, and always for our good. So journal prompts that would go along with this passage would be, do I approach God with a persistence in prayer, or do I give up quickly? And how do I view God? As reluctant or as generous? And what snakes or stones am I afraid that God might give me? And where do I need to trust that God's gift of the Holy Spirit is enough? And finally, what's one area of my life when I can keep knocking in faith? Persistence in prayer isn't about trying to convince God. It's about letting our hearts rely on His timing and His love. I hope this message resonated with you, and if you feel like a friend could use some encouragement, please feel free to pass it along. And don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to hear God's Whispers.